Good evening, folks, and welcome back for another episode of the Westside Fighter Friday Talkshow. I'm your host, Clay, and today we're going prehistoric in the best way possible. We're welcoming a very special guest from the legendary Isla Nublar. She's massive, she's majestic, and she's got teeth that could make a velociraptor rethink its life choices. And yes, her arms are tiny, but her presence is gigantic. She's the queen of thunderous footsteps, the original apex predator, and the dinosaur who left a footprint on history. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for... Hello, Rexy. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing well, Clay. The jungle was quiet this morning. No helicopters, no stampedes. Just the wind and the trees, and a few curious compies. It's strange, being here. So many eyes, so many lights. But I sense no threat, only curiosity.
That's right. You're among friends here. And I have to say, you're handling the spotlight like a natural.
I've faced storms, predators, and cages. A few cameras? Easy.
I'm glad you can handle this whole thing. I gotta say, you really are my type of hero, and my favorite dinosaur in Jurassic World. How does it feel to be the most fearless and boldest leader as the Queen of Nublar?
It feels earned. I was born into a world of survival. No comfort, no safety, just instinct and challenge. Every roar I made, every battle I fought carved into a stone of this island.
And you didn't just survive, you defined it.
I didn't ask to be queen. But when the storms came, when the cages broke, and when chaos rose, I stood, I protected, I endured. And now I see that leadership isn't just about dominance. It's about balance, about knowing when to fight and when to trust.
That's what makes you a hero, Rexy. Not just your strength, but your ginormous heart.
Then let the world know. The Queen of Nublar walks with purpose and with allies.
Yep, also I noticed that large tail, tiny arms, and large sharp teeth and massive feet that you have there. No wonder the enemies fear you the most.
They should. My tail balances me. My feet carry me. My teeth end battles. And my arms? Small, yes, but I've never needed more than what nature gave me.
Fair point. You don't need to reach far when everything runs from you.
I am built for power, for precision, for survival. Every part of me tells a story, and every enemy that's faced me, they remember it.
You're not just a dinosaur, you're a walking legend, and honestly, you wear those tiny arms like a badge of honor.
Let them laugh. I'll roar louder.
So what enemies have you faced off recently?
You ask what enemies I've faced, Clay. Let me tell you. The Indominus Rex, a creature born not of nature, but of arrogance. She was fast, clever, cruel. But she underestimated me. I fought her with fury and with allies. Blue stood beside me. The mosasaur struck from the depths. Together, we ended her reign. Then came the fire, Mount Sibo. The island trembled beneath my feet. I ran not from fear, but to survive. I watched my home burn. I carried its memory with me. And the Giganotosaurus, massive, brutal, ancient. He challenged me, thought he could take my crown. But I fought with more than teeth. I fought with purpose. The Tyrannosaurus joined me. Together, we brought him down. I faced monsters, storms, extinction itself. And I'm still here, because I don't just survive, I endure.
You're more than a survivor, Rexy. You're a legend.
And legends don't fall easily.
I admit that you really are quite the legendary dino. So she's fearless, protective, bold, brave, and kind-hearted.
I never asked to be a hero. But if my roar brings courage, then let it echo.
Well, even if you never asked to be a hero, I think you already are a hero.
Then let that truth stand. Not carved in stone, but carried in hearts.
You're not just the Queen of Nublar, you're the heart of it.
And you, Clay, are the first human I've called friend.
Well, that's very sweet. So I would like to wrap up tonight by answering you 5 questions, and you'll think of the best answer for each one. Are you ready?
Ready, but fair warning, my taste in answers might shake the jungle.
Who's the best dancer among the herbivores?
The Parasaurolophus, graceful, rhythmic, and always moving in sync with the herd. They've got flow.
Which carnivore has the flashiest moves?
Velociraptors, fast, agile, and dramatic. They don't just dance, they pounce with style.
Who's got the best tail spin?
Ankylosaurus. That tail isn't just for defense, it's a wrecking ball with rhythm.
Which dino dances like royalty?
Me, of course. My stomp is a statement. My roar is the beat. I am the dance.
And finally, who's the most surprising dancer of all?
Triceratops. You'd think they're all brute force, but give them a beat, and they'll twirl those horns like ballroom pros.
Well, Rexy, that about wraps it up. Is there anything you would like to say to our audience before we close?
To those who watched, listened, and dared to see beyond the roar, thank you. I was made to survive. But I chose to protect. And in a world that fears what it doesn't understand, kindness is the boldest roar of all. Walk tall, stand true, and never forget legends aren't born. They're earned.
And with that being said, tune in next time, folks, for another episode of the Westside Fighter Friday Talkshow. Until then, stay bold, stay brave, and never forget, legends walk among us.
And some of us roar to remind you we're still here.